How far has our democracy fallen when a 34-count convicted felon and a person being charged with aiding and abetting genocide are the two frontrunners for president of these United States? That is what we're going to unpack in today's video. Unfortunately, this is not something that many of us have not seen coming. Unfortunately, our politics has become more and more polarized to the point where it doesn't really matter about the character of the individual, but rather the institution that they represent. And in this case, it is red versus blue, Trump versus Biden. And it's irrelevant as to what their character actually is, what their accomplishments actually are, or even what crimes they have committed. Joe Biden, since October 7th, has increased military aid to Israel. And Israel has used that military aid to commit genocide against Palestine, to the point where the entire population has been completely displaced and forced into Rafah, and then Rafah itself, declared a safe zone, has also been subsequently attacked by Israel using military arms and support. Now, recently, Joe Biden has condemned such acts because it is becoming politically expeditious to do so. That and an overwhelming majority of nations in the United Nations have recognized Palestinian sovereignty and the right for it to exist. What's more, the ICC has demanded a ceasefire by Israel, and unfortunately, it is not enforceable in the international court, although it is legally binding. The reason being, the United States is Israel's ally, and Israel is a vetoing member of the United Nations, and if the United States of America, the most powerful and wealthy country on the planet, chooses to not abide by the ICC ruling, what country is going to step in and do something about it? On the other hand, you have Donald Trump, who was charged, not quite sentenced, but found guilty and convicted of 34 counts of falsifying business documents, something that he was vehemently denying and, of course, spouting all sorts of other rhetoric immediately after his conviction. He was claiming that Joe Biden's policies are the reason why we can't afford new cars, why the economy is struggling, that Democrats are in cahoots to do him in, and so on and so forth. He's saying, look, they're violating the Constitution by coming after me, and then saying if they can come after me, they can come after you. No remorse, no hint of backing down from his inciting rhetoric, and instead doubling down, while, of course, his polling increases all the while. To which end, you have a demagogue and someone who is, in fact, flouting international law, running for president and are the presumptive nominees in their respective parties. Unfortunately, the other candidates that have, shall we say, valid chances of being at least on the debate stage would be RFK Jr. and potentially Jill Stein. We could give an honorable mention to Cornel West. Those are the best that we have to offer. None of them are millennials. None of them have truly held an office and made an impact that benefited the American people. None of them have those credentials. None of those have them accolades. None of them have those, shall we say, bona fides to justify rising to the presidency. That being said, I think a Jill Stein presidency would be the best administration for the American people, as the Green Party stands on elevating labor rights, elevating human rights, and citizens' rights in general, while simultaneously holding corporations and politicians accountable. She hasn't held elected office as far as I am aware, but she has been extremely influential in the Green Party and has been integral in its success and growth over the years. I think that speaks very highly of her ability to lead. However, she is a member of the Green Party, and the Green Party has no electoral influence in any politics at any level of government within the United States. Wherefore, again, we have Joe Biden, who is being charged or attempted to being charged for genocide, and Donald Trump, who has been charged with felonies and who could be facing jail time, and if elected, could be serving his presidency from behind bars. This is the best America has to offer.